Hey, Realtor Rankin here. I just wanted to make a quick video sharing the steps of buying a house. What do I do? Where do I even start? So first step is save your money. Closing costs some money. Sometimes it's 5,000, sometimes it's 10,000. If you want a mansion, it's going to be, 25, 50, 100,000, depending on how much you spend on your house. A multi-million-dollar house costs, probably hundreds of thousands in closing, but the standard home does not cost that much. But just save up to be ready for it. Then call a real estate professional like me. They're gonna put you in touch with a lender. So I personally know multiple lenders who can help with different situations. So I may have 2 or 3 lenders to recommend if you're VA or military, because I know that these specific lenders either offer you a discount, or they pay for your appraisals, or they forego origination fees. And so it can save you thousands and thousands of dollars in the long run, and even in the short run, by picking the right lender. So we can also advise, these, you always want to, we recommend local lenders because they're familiar with the laws locally, they're familiar with the regulations locally, and there's when something pops up and there's a problem, it's a phone call away and it can be fixed. So then, real estate professional will put you in touch with a lender, and that lender, the goal of talking to that lender is to get a pre-approval. So when you get your pre-approval letter, reason we get it, it's no obligation. When you talk to a lender and they ask you questions, go through a couple financial things, and they give you a pre-approval letter, you're not stuck with them. I'm not trying to trap you. You just talk with this lender. We want that piece of paper. We get that piece of paper, and then we can submit offers. So that first step, save some money. Second step, let's talk to your real estate professional. Third step, get in touch with a lender to get pre-approved. Almost every property I see on the market on the MLS has a little note that realtors can read on our side, and it says offers must be accompanied by pre-approval letter or proof of funds. So people who are selling their house want to know you have the money and can back up your offer. So if we find a house and there's 3 offers on it, oh, that's not too bad, we can place our offer. If you don't have that pre-approval letter, they're probably not even going to open it and look at it. So that being said, get your pre-approval letter. You're not obligated to that lender. If for one reason or another you want to try somebody else, you can talk to 2 or 3 others without it really affecting your credit within a 60-day period, I think it is. So if you want to try a couple different lenders out and see what they have to say, by all means. So I work with lenders who work with, that's why we talk. So I work with lenders who may have a special program for those who don't have much money for down payment. I may have a special program for somebody who wants to buy a house but doesn't have good enough credit right now. Let's get it there. We just start working toward what your goal is. After you get your pre-approval letter, we're ready to rock. We start going and seeing houses. The whole time I'm probably sending you houses, getting an idea of what you like, what you're looking for. As we have our first conversation, it can be through text, it can be PM, it can be an email, it can be a phone call. You just tell me how many bedrooms, bathrooms you want, what cities you'd like to live in, what cities you definitely wouldn't live in, and maybe where you work. What kind of commute do you want? And I start narrowing down that, and I set up an automated search. I spend thousands of dollars a year on marketing software, on different software that I have that pinpoints what you're looking for, helps me isolate homes that would be a good fit for you. And so we get those sent out to you, and we're not wasting a lot of time. You favor the ones that you really like, and when you're ready to go see a specific property, we set a time and date, we hit the ground running. I have the key to any house on the MLS, one way or another. We got to work with the sellers when it comes to dates that we can get in and times that we can get in, but as a licensed real estate professional, I'm entrusted with the master key, so I can get you in. So as we're looking for houses, you see one you love, and you say, hey, I want this house, got to have it. So we tell the lender makes sure to specify, the pre-approval letter and that amount of that we're planning on offering. I go through the contract line by line, and I get it all filled out, and you've given me the number that you want to offer. If you're not sure what to offer, we talk about it, and I give you facts and numbers based on comparable properties that have sold, and I give you expert tips on what could be a problem here or there. What could come up? Is it going to appraise? I don't know that answer, but I can run comps and give you a better idea to let us know where we stand with that type of offer. Also, I maintain great communication with the listing agent so that if somehow worst case scenario, we lost and somebody else won, but that was your dream home, I let her know, hey, listen, we'd love to be contacted if anything falls through. It's worked many times. My buyers I'm currently under contract with, I stayed in touch, and they're going to get their dream home because we one person paid a little bit more than we did at first, the offer, but they couldn't back it up. Something happened. Regardless, we are under contract, and they're going to live in their dream home. So the whole moral of the story is it doesn't take that many steps. Start with saving some money. Start with a phone call to me. I can give you an idea of a roundabout what your closing costs can be. I can set you up with a lender who's not going to be pushy. Just ask for some information, and you're not stuck with that lender if you don't want to be. We get your pre-approval letter, then we start looking at houses. You find one you love. You tell me. I write up the contract. I go ahead and hand it over to you for signatures, and I explain the contract. I send it over to you, and if you have any questions, I'm here for you. So as you go on, and as you start the process, let's say it gets accepted, excellent. That's terrific. Or sometimes there's negotiation. They counter your offer. I'll be right there with you to go over it, to discuss, is this something you want to accept? Is it something you want to counter back? So let's just say we get under contract. Then the process is pretty simple. We have deadlines, and I make sure we stick to those deadlines. There's a lot of contractual deadlines and special dates on the contract. And so I stick with you. It reminds you when these are coming up. An earnest money deposit typically in our area is 1%. So that's something that's due within 3 days of an accepted offer. So make sure you have that in the bank. And then we're moving along in the transaction. Then we get an inspection period. So we check out these. We go through the inspection period. And it's usually 10, 15, 20 days, however long you need it to be. And we go and we have the inspector inspect the property. Anything that comes up, we can negotiate in most cases. We can ask the sellers to fix it, or we can offer to go 50-50. We discuss that on a case-by-case basis. Then we're close to the closing table. I make sure all the documents are in order, all the paperwork that you need is where it needs to be. This whole time from the get-go, when our offer was accepted, I already contacted the title agent, and they're going to email you where to wire the funds for the earnest money deposit. And that's where escrow comes in. It sits with the title company in an escrow account, basically a savings account just for this transaction. So it's really not that scary. I'm very hands-on as a real estate agent, and I make it a point to walk my buyers through the process the whole way. I was a first-time home buyer, and I was terrified years ago. And I said, I never want to feel like this again. So I was like, I just learned the real estate industry. I'll just become what I needed at the time. So I get it. I'm here with you. I'm happy to walk you through the process. It's not scary. You take as much time as you need. There's no rush here. I work with buyers who are looking for 2 years down the line. Okay, we don't go and see houses right now, but I keep them informed of what the market looks like. I send them properties so they can get an idea of, if there's something they're falling in love with, they'd buy now. But for the time being, the plan is to move in 2 years. So I'm here with you throughout the process, and it's not this big scary thing. It's simpler than that. And you have a good real estate agent, that's the start. And, you can test that and decide if I'm a good real estate agent on your own. I've got good reviews, and I've got a great team that works with me. I've got a great Rolodex full of lenders who get the job done, who really work to help my buyers, which is so important. So I, also, if you don't know, well, who do I call for inspection? I know some people. Who do I call for repairs if something needs to be fixed? I got you. So it's a great thing to try to be as well connected as possible during this time, because you can save a lot of money by knowing the right people and being connected with the right folks. So I hope this was helpful at all. I know I rambled on a little bit. So Call me if you need me. Call me if you need some help. Even if you just have a question about, hey, I'm pre-approved, now what? Even if you're not going to use me as a real estate agent, if you haven't signed contract with another realtor, I can still give you advice. So I'm here to give you advice. I'm here to help in any way that I can. I'm licensed in the state of Florida only, so it has to be in the state of Florida that your question is referring to in order for me to answer. So I'm here if you need me. You can always email me you can always email me at sellandby850@gmail.com. That's sellandby850@gmail.com, or check out my website, www.greathomes4sale.com. That's www.greathomesforsale.com. Thanks, guys. Bye.